Hey guys, I want to welcome you back to the Sensu Pop channel. Today we have a showcase match for you. It is going to be Dark Broly and Paragus piloted by Tom Smith and Mechikabura piloted by me down at the bottom. This is going to be a very interesting match because Tom Smith kind of said like, let's play Dark Broly and take Mechikabura through the paces. As you know, Dark Broly is a very powerful deck in this meta with all this 30k heater that comes up for free. It is just so difficult to deal with. Basically, when you're playing against Dark Broly, expect a lot of hand destruction if they want to do it, expect a lot of board control if they want to do it, and expect a lot of aggression if they want to do it. And the bottom line when it comes to playing against Dark Broly, again I want to emphasize, is that when you don't negate the Dark Broly attack, you are not going to combo out of it because it's 30k. Every single swing except for the leader, it is going to be a 30k swing. Alright, so Mechikabura has a lot of things cut out for him, but is he gonna be alright? However, Mechikabura also do have a lot of things going for him against Dark Broly, because Mechikabura can able to do a lot of destruction when it comes to the drop area, and also when there are cuts in your opponent's warp, you get some benefit out of it. Okay, so turn 1, tap 1, and I play this Mechikabura. How important is this to get it in turn 1? Not exactly very important, because this card only gains value after you awaken, but if you have it on turn 1, set it up, it is so good. So, one drop Broly, it is going to be played, and then it is going to come out with the hand destruction Dark Broly, and I have to send one card from my hand to the warp. So one of the things that I have to keep in mind, of course, is to awaken as early as possible so that I do have access to some board control, and also maybe I don't have to swing that much. I really have to defend, so that is very important for me, and also keeping my hand size up. There are some methods in this deck, fortunately, for me to accomplish that task. So I'm gonna swing with my Mechikabura leader, and then to get the Dragon Ball. And unfortunately, also in my life there is one, which is very important for me not to have them. Okay, so alright, so I go to my life and find one Dragon Ball, and then go to my deck to find another one, drop 2 to draw 2, and I drop another 2 to draw another 2. So now I already have 4. I really want to awaken early. This is how you can do it so easily with this deck, and also at the same time you can do board control. So tapping 1, and I am going to be playing Towa. Towa, this card is so good because it is defensive, because it is also a blocker, and then when she comes into play, you choose one of your opponent's battle card and send it to warp. Very important for this deck is to deny Dark Broly the cards in his drop area, and now I have a blocker on board, which is making me feel so safe. And also because when you play Towa, you go to your deck and find 2 more Dragon Ball and put it down. Now I have 6 Dragon Balls in total, turn 2 getting ready. So I just dropped the last Dragon Ball just to awaken. So I have 7 Dragon Ball now, untap 1 and draw 1, which is the new awaken skills, just so much better. Now I have 2 energy to defend myself. I find it really good. One of the things that I try to do right now is to think whether I want to go aggro and turbo just to deny him the amount of cards in his drop area. So that is something I want to do, make him awaken early so that with his warp and drop, he does not have a lot of battle cards. So I swing with Salsa. Salsa does 2 things, send a battle card from drop to warp, but at the same time keeping my hand size up because Salsa also draws you a card. So now my hand size is good because of all this Dragon Ball. Together with Salsa, I clear his board, make sure that he doesn't have a lot of cards in his drop area, so to deny and stop or maybe postpone or delay the aggression from Dark Broly. However, Dark Broly being Dark Broly, and also Tom Smith being a very good player, he has quite a bit of ways to get around this. So now with his leader's ability, he put in 3 more battle cards from drop to warp, from his deck to his drop, and he is going to be swinging with his leader, which is the good way to do, because when you swing you get to draw a card, when you untap you get to draw 2 cards, and then after that when you awaken you get to activate main and you get to draw another card. Alright, I decided to defend, so giving them 5k just to defend myself, which is just so much easier when your leader is awakened. Alright, he activate Bane for his leader to bring 3 battle cards from his warp to drop. And let's see what does he wants to do. It's gonna be very difficult to punch through me also because due to Towa it's on the board, which is a blocker. However, Dark Broly do have access to a few removal to bot control, so he decides to end his turn. I think he's worried about me just putting in a lot of things when there are quite a lot of cards in his warp, so I think he's just trying to prevent that from happening. Play the long game, go for hand destruction. However, that also affords me time to set up my board. So now I have a decision to make, which is what should I do with this 3 energy. And I believe what I decided to do eventually is to make sure my hand size is up, because looking at Tom Smith right now, it seems that he wants to go for the longer game, which is just try to do some hand destruction. So I decided to play Dark Shenron Wishmaster. That card by himself is not very good, but together with Salsa, so I send a card from his drop to warp. I get to draw a card, then Wishmaster, I get to draw another card. I swing with my leader, I'm gonna draw another card. So it is a +3 in my turn. So how much hand destruction Dark Broly can do, I can kind of work around that. And at the same time, it also offers me bot control when I need it, and making 2 targets right now, which is very high priority for Tom Smith to take care of. So he has to think whether does he wants to take care of Towa, or does he wants to take care of just so that he can go aggro or go Dark Shenron, so that he denies me bot control and also battle cards, extra cards in my hand. So this is just so much utility when it comes to the Mechikabura player also. But I'm putting myself at a very high risk right now, because with 1 energy there's just so much defense I can do. Alright. So I decide to keep myself at a high life, because it is just so much easier to defend your attack, your opponent's leader attack, because they swing at 15k. Then so I decided don't take damage from your opponent's leader. However, I just take damage from the Brolys when they come out. So he is going to be tapping 1 to play that Towa, just to grab that Dragon Ball. There are 2 things that the Dark Broly player can do right now, which he chose one way. One way is to go aggro, but Tom Smith went the other way, which is to deny me my next play, which is going to be big, because it's going to be that Mechikabura who is going to come out. So he's going to swing with this Mechikabura, 15k also, and I decided to super combo out of it, just to make sure I draw cards and make sure my hand size is good. And it's a sparkling super combo, so I can do it at 4 or more life. Alright, here we go. So he ended his turn with him tapping out. That means it offers me a lot of opportunity to make sure that I'm pretty happy right now with my hand size and also my board, especially if my board survive. So here we go, Salsa, it's going in for the swing. And because Salsa goes for a swing, a battle card is sent from drop to warp from your opponent. You get to draw a card from Salsa, and then it triggers Dark Shenron, and then I decided to pop his Towa. And with the weak Dark Shenron's ability, and then I get to draw a card from Dark Shenron. So this is a +2 swing. It is just so much so good. I decided to swing with my leader Mechikabura against Dark Broly. Let's see if he's gonna take the damage. He is. He is going to be taking the damage. Oh, that's great. And so I decided to activate the Activate Main, which is to put a card from your hand to underneath your deck, and then I'm going to gain control over Mechikabura. You can see that I got disconnected here. And here we go. And it has no skills, but it is also in active mode. I'm going to play Stroom right now, Ritual from hand. with the not, I didn't play it from my hand. I don't think so. Did I play it from my hands? I didn't see that, but you can use it from Mechikabura's that one drops ability to play it from the top 7 of your deck, or play it with from your hand. And this is one cost, and then it has so much aggression also, and it sends one battle card from your opponent's drop to warp, which is just so good. And I think I make a mistake here, because Mechikabura is supposed to come in active, that I can swing with Mechikabura. But webcam is just so difficult to keep track of everything, because I'm just fortunate that I know what Dark Broly does, so I don't have to read up on the card very often. But it is quite disadvantage for Tom Smith, who really never played with Mechikabura before, so he really have to check and ask, like, what does this card do, what does this card do, and he cannot really read them, and he has to keep it in his mind. So that is kind of a disadvantage when it comes to that. And also tracking your board, it's difficult, because I have missed that Mechikabura. Alright, here we go. This is where Mechikabura, it's very difficult to deal with, because now I have 3 energy open. And I think that this is also a very good call when it comes to Tom Smith playing Dark Broly. He knew that with all this 3 energy open, what I plan to do here is to make sure I negate and stay alive, right? So he decided to play 2 of this Goku, and you know what the Goku does? For once per turn, when I activate a counter, I need to send 1 card from my hands to the warp, and there's 2 cards itself. That means with the counter, it is a cost of 3. With Putin, it is 4 cards that I have to minus from my hand if I minus everything. 2 energy commitment from Dark Broly player is not a lot though, because Dark Broly itself, a lot of cards that he plays does not really need energy. Of course, with energy is great, but he doesn't really need it. So he decided to go aggro with a little bit of bot control, playing the 6-drop Dark Broly, sending 6 cards, and he is going to be taking out my Towa. As you can see here, if he takes out the Towa, that means he is going in for the aggression. And 30k, no negates, because if negates I have to minus cards from my hand. I decided to save it, and here he goes. He swings with his leader. I took the damage. Now the leader, much easier to defend. If he's not going to combo, most probably I will defend myself. Here we go, 20k. 20k it's easy, because it's always a super combo. I'm glad that it was a 20k. So here we go. What are his options over here? Even though all these cards are free, it is due once per turn, so it is highly effective for you, just to make sure that you take care of his cards, because you know he could swing with that 30k, use it for combo, and then use it bring that 30k back again. So you really don't want them to stay for more than 1 turn. However, it's just so good when you're playing Mechikabura. You have bot control, you have card draw, and you almost have everything. It takes setup, but you almost have everything. Especially with a bot like mine, I am pretty safe. So 30k, swing with his, he goes for hand destruction with this orange Broly. However, my hand is pretty good, and I'm able to tank it. 30k, and I am deciding gonna combo out of it. Ooh. Okay, I'm feeling great. So here we go, Darkness Judgment. Darkness Judgment just gave your leader a permanent 5k. So not too sure why I decided to do it here, but I think I just want to keep my hand size up, make sure that 20k, just in case there's other swings. But against Dark Broly, it's actually not very effective. Here we go, he taps 1, going for this Dark Dragon Ball. And I believe that he has... Oh, he's gonna play the new one, the Vindicator. Vindicator is very important though, because with that 1 energy he can call the 7-drop, so Vindicator is 1 swing, and the 7-drop is another swing. So there should be 2 more swings from him, because in the end, however, Dark Broly can play another Broly, so maybe 3 more swings max, plus a Overwhelm. Here we go, tap 1, at the end of the battle, you can play a Dark Broly. So So this 7 drop Dark Broly, I have to discard one hand, send one card from the board, hand, and my drop area to the warp. And I decided to do that and not crit myself, which is good. Because with the Dark Dragon and Salsa on the board, I'm pretty safe. Another 30k swing. Just so difficult to deal with, and that's the power of Dark Broly. Really aggression. And he is gonna power up on top of it to go into 50k swing. I'm 3 life, so most probably he's just digging into card and he just wants to go in for the game. Like, he wants to finish the game this turn. Like I said, 3 more swings should be doable, but with my energy open, it's actually gonna be very hard. However, it is just very telling because there is no way, it is gonna be very difficult for Tom Smith to survive the next turn. If you let me have my next turn, this turn ends, and he doesn't do anything, it's gonna be so difficult for him. And you can see that what he is doing right now, most probably, it is just setting up the drop area to go for another swing. The cards are free, however, it takes a lot of resources from the drop area, so they are not exactly that free. So, you know, you really have to plan your number of cards properly on, yep, so his hand size is not even that good. However, hand size doesn't really matter if your base is 30, right? So I'm gonna take the damage. I'm not gonna combo out of that one. I think that's 80k. So with 2 life, he is gonna be sending 3 cards, 6 cards into the warp just to play that the last Broly. Swing with the last Broly. So now, what I'm gonna do with this? Most probably he just have like one last swing, right, which is Overwhelm, which is available for him because he cannot play other Dark Brolys anymore. So I'm down to 2 life. However, I'm still thinking what are some of the options. I decided to take the damage, and he's gonna Overwhelm to go 30k for his final swing. And I'm thinking, what should I do here? And I'm just gonna negate this. And then I'm just have to send 2 cards. But I'm pretty sure that he does not have too much option after that. So I'm just gonna... Actually, what happened here is a big shout out to Tom Smith for staying in the game because he kind of scooped. But I just want to say, I just told him that, hey, I'm gonna play this card the next turn just to show the audience, like the viewers, how this card works. So so he decided to stay in the game, which is pretty nice of him. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna play this 8 drop, which is actually a 4 drop. It clears the whole board for your opponent, so your opponent has to send everything to the warp. And then what I'm gonna do here is you go to his warp and find 2 cards, negate the skill so they became skillless, 7 or less drop. And so happened against Dark Broly, you have all the 30ks, so I'm swinging with double strike 30k and against his leader. But the problem is, even if I don't combo, it is still gonna win. So this is basically Mechikabura. You have not even seen Poutine in play. Poutine is such a great powerful card because every time your opponent swings, they have to discard 2. So unfortunately, I didn't draw into Poutine this turn. I play 4 of them and I didn't draw into them. However, you can see that there's just so much defensive power against Dark Broly, and with board control, with making sure your hand size is up, there is just so many options available for Mechikabura. So I hope you liked the video. A big shout out to Tom Smith for staying in the game and playing with me, helping me to test out this deck. Hey guys, stay safe. See you guys in the next video. Ciao, bye.